to the army,
hell no.
and all you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow, bro.
Nah, no for that.
You don't want to blow nobody up or
No
nothing.
for that.
Why?
I'll fuck around and die.
You're not gonna die. You're gonna be with me, bro.
Nah.
Yo, bro. The closest person that came to dying was my friend John, bro. They blew both his arms off. They blew both his legs off. He had to pull a grenade pin out with his ass, bro.
Dead ass, bro?
I'm dead serious. You need ARs, whatever you need.
Switches? I got art.
We don't got no switches.
Ain't gonna fit that category.
Why not? You look fit for the war.
Not with my jacket. Huh?
All you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow.
Darius_DK on Threads pulled the ultimate prank.
Scream, you been drafted to the army? All you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow. What? You been drafted to the army? If you sign your name right here, you'll be deployed by tomorrow.
I don't think I'm ready to take it.
Scream, sir. Scream, you been drafted to the army? All you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow.
Hell no, cuz I'm good. You alright?
I'm cool once you sign up.
I'm good.
You been drafted to the army? All you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow. You been drafted to the army? All you gotta do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow.
Oh.
Cases.
Huh?
I got plenty cases.
It don't matter.
And I ain't got no high school.
You said, huh?
And I ain't got no high school diploma.
It don't matter.
I put my name with this.
Hey, good. Sign your name right here. We're gonna be deployed by tomorrow, bro. Can I talk to you real quick?
Talk to me about what?
So how you doing, man? I'm sure you know about the war in Iran.
Bro. You know what this is right here?
The responses were absolutely hilarious.
Sir, you're like a perfect person for the army. If you sign your name right here, you'll be deployed by tomorrow. Sir, come on, sir. You've been drafted to the army. All you got to do is sign your name right here. You'll be deployed by tomorrow.
I can't.
Why not?
I'm a convicted felon.
Now, we've seen the whole, am I going to get drafted? What about the draft line a lot lately?
If this pops off and they try to recruit me, I'm not going to die for Israel. They're not going to do that, man. When I think of U.S. intervention in foreign nations, I oftentimes think about the fact that, like in Iraq, in Fallujah, there are still children born with birth defects as a direct result of U.S. activity in the city when we took it over. I say that because oftentimes when the U.S. starts doing horrific abroad, the first thing that a lot of people in the U.S. think is, how will this affect me? Am I going to be sent overseas? Am I going to have to fight? Does this mean my cost of living is going to get higher, et cetera, et cetera? And I know this is going to make me sound like kind of an asshole, but the way that so many of us center ourselves and also make jokes out of all of this is really annoying and kind of obnoxious, right? We are not going to be the people that face the brunt effects of U.S. imperialism as the U.S. intervenes in foreign nations, right? It's going to be the average person in Iran or Iraq or Palestine, etc., right? These people who are going about trying to live their days who are now going to be finding themselves under U.S. bombs, shot at by U.S. bullets potentially. People whose lives could be entirely uprooted and changed permanently. People who will lose their lives as a result of all of these things. And when we're like, oh, we might get drafted. Oh no, World War III. It kind of is just really tone deaf to me. Because you're going to have people who are going to watch their entire family lines extinguished in front of them as a result of this activity. And somehow we're making this about us. Oh no, maybe we pay a little bit more at the pump. Maybe, food costs a little bit more. That sucks. But I'll tell you what really sucks is watching your entire community become like dust because of U.S. bombs. Watching your brothers, your sisters, your moms, your dads killed as a result of U.S. military activity, seeing people vanish, disappear, never seen again. These things are the real effects of U.S. imperialism, and we're sure as not facing the worst of it. And we get on here and we joke and about what could be the deaths of millions of people, and we somehow figure out a way to center ourselves, even though it's our government that's doing this aggressive that is putting all of these people at direct risk. And I hate to be a buzzkill, I really do. This whole oh my God, if I get drafted, I'm not fighting for Israel thing in particular is really bothersome, because what's actually probably going to happen is the U.S. government continues flying sorties and drones and over areas like Iran and just bombing countless people to advance our own agendas, the agendas of the Zionist colony. That is what's probably going to happen. They're not going to put your ass on the ground, right? They're going to just bomb the of entire communities, destabilize entire regions, and more for the sake of just imperialism. And the least that we could do as citizens of the entity that's doing all of that harm is not center ourselves and make jokes about it.
And let me be clear, I echo those sentiments. Let me also be clear about this. As a millennial who lived through the Iraq War, who heard people like Mike Pence, Congressman Mike Pence from Indiana, on the House floor saying that they had weapons of mass destruction and we need to go have regime change, and trying their best to manufacture consent with a large contingent, with nearly all media going along with it, and very few dissenters amongst the political elite within DC. Very, very, very few were anti-war. And what gets me is it is the same stuff. It is the same stuff that we have been hearing since then. This is George Bush 2.0. The weapons of mass destruction are now nuclear bombs and splinter cells. They don't have nukes. At least Trump's own intelligence is telling him they don't have nukes. What this has always been and always will be is the understanding that we are an oil dependent nation. The strait is going to be closed, and it's going to lead to people paying more at the pump, maybe. But also, it is about Western control in the Middle East. And a byproduct of that are defense contractors like Halliburton, Lockheed Martin, Palantir, and other humongous companies getting their money's worth. And another byproduct is Israel. According to AIPAC Tracker, they have given Donald Trump over $230 million. It's very interesting to see the people who will sign on for war who also take campaign contributions from those same lobbyists. It's not even chess, not checkers. It's the inverse. It's that simple. Simpletons should be able to understand this. And what gets me is not only that you're going to see so many different media outlets broadcasting from Tel Aviv or any American companies, anywhere around there, but what gets me is how many people just fall for it. How many people just continue to fall for it. And as someone who lived through this, we're just seeing it all over again with different words being associated, but it is the same exact coded language. And lastly, what Trump is doing is intentional, not only for those things that I mentioned, but also because it is a beautiful distraction for him to go to war with a country in the Middle East so we don't pay attention to the continued abductions and civil rights violations taking place stateside. What is the media going to talk about 24/7? They're not going to talk about somebody who was a U.S. citizen that was wrongfully deported, because that's not the story anymore, sadly. We'll continue talking about it. We'll continue covering it. But they won't. You know why? Because they are addicted to this. They live for this. A lot of those people that are on those broadcasts were foreign policy correspondents. They went and reported on different wars. They served as correspondents for those as well. It is also, sadly, what drives the ratings. So all that to say, none of this had to happen. None of it. And yet here we are. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.